Okay. This presentation about updating a 41CL flash memory. The issue that we have basically is that we buy the CL, we install the board on the 41C, CV or CX, but full nut, and then when it's time to update, it's complicated. And most of the person never update their CL, and it becomes very soon very outdated. And with the speed of Angel coming out with the ROM that it is producing, and at some point it's frustrating because you cannot read it. Now, a year ago, I started doing the update, and I found that it was almost, you could not do it. It takes 40 hours to do a simple V2 boards. And the ROM was mixed up, and we had to clean up. So this is basically the result of last year mess, and then a problem that we had, and then solve everything.
Speak louder.
Yeah, okay. So, okay, this presentation has been made for two reasons. Not loud enough? Okay, I'm gonna try the louder. It was made for this presentation and also as a reference document.
If you see the red lights going, you're loud enough. See, I'm loud enough.
Yeah, but I'm not sure I will be able to go.
Maybe it's off.
I think that's been turned down.
It's off, yeah.
I'm glad to move.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There it goes. So we will cover some reference information. We're going to go through the PCO software. We're using the PC now as a server for the CL. CL will request something of the PC and update itself based on that. So, and we're going to go through the process of the update, what's involved in it. And then with I have an example to do the update with a PC. And Monte also has made if you have two CL, you can update one CL with the other. So that's, the target is a little bit limited, but still. And then we have some advanced way of doing the update that's faster, but not so simpler. Okay, this is part of the reference part. I want to thanks Monte for creating the CL. After my presentation last year, he saw the video and came back and said we asked if we were possible to have an easier way to update. And after a while, we came up with an answer, and he took the leadership of the project, create the ROM, and then the result of today. Robert and Angel was our beta tester for me and Monte. So there's been testing this on both sides. Angel from the bottom up and Robert from the top to bottom. And a lot of comments. Thank you very much. That helped a lot. Okay, like Gene said, there's a V5 coming in. That's going to be the last one because some part are becoming obsolete. Right now it's planned to produce either 35 or 50 boards. So depending on how much people want to the boards and how much they reserve. You can follow that here and then at these two places, and you can put an order in advance. He will not accept any money before, but at least he will know how much people are really interested. He's also creating a time module clone because right now the CL doesn't have the time. You have to put the time, and you have to put the board, and if you want to add the time, it has the function of the time but does not have the crystal. So we have to put the time module in order to have the alarms and so on. So he's creating a time clone, but you will still need to have a module to get the plastic outside and the connector. So basically you take a memory module, unsole the pin, put his chip, and resole the pin, and it's going to be a lot cheaper than what you can buy the time module today on eBay. reference document for the manuals of all the modules and 41 CL, the software when you can get them, and the website when you can get the information. Okay, the different model, what does it mean? Models. Okay, the V1 was produced for Monte only Monte has it, never sold. And V2, Beta and V2 are the same boards. You could put, they have 512K RAM and 2 megabyte flash. That translates into 256 ROM that you could put inside. V3, V4 has the same memory spec, and you could put 512 boards. And the V5 will have double the flash memory, that's mean 1,000 ROM image. The difference between V3 and V4 is that V4 you can update, you can control the serial port, and then you can update another CL from the V4. So you can update V3 and V4 from a V4. V2 cannot be updated with another CL. Only a PC can update a V2. V5 will have the same capability of V4, just double the memory. Monte has given me how much is sold unit. So right now on the field, you have 307 board that has been sold to users. That's around the world. Okay, and it's planning either 35 or 50 for the next V5. And this is a distribution across the continent. Who has the boards? That's it. So it's not North America that bought more, it's Europe. So that was interesting to know. Okay, system modules. Those are all system modules made by Monte for controlling the CL. There's one that has been obsolete, that has been replaced by the update function that is what I'm showing today. There's another one which is called the host function for V5 and V4. Has the same XROM ID, but hasn't has a place right now. It's not even distributed yet. Okay, so I don't know when Monte will make this available. I have a copy because I tested it, but I'm assuming that he's going to release that at some point. Okay, the software, the PCOs, was made in Java. Why Java? Because it was multi-platform, and I'm running Mac and Linux, but I'm not touching Windows really. So there's people running Windows, and Java was perfect for all those. So that's the reason why. And also I had driver for serial port for all the platform that was compatible with Java. So the thing is, that was the decision. The previous software that has been done for updating the 41 was made either in Python or in Ruby at some point. That was kind of also having some issues on my side, so I used Java. Okay, the goal of this software is to update maintain your 41 CL. So that's transfer the ROM image to the 1 CL and also manage the zip content that's going to be distributed. Because, again, what I saw a year ago was that we had 512 ROM, but some of them were outdated, didn't work, and so on. So at the end, when we clean up the ROM and the CSV file, we put that into one file. It's called the ROM files.zip. And the software also managed that. Run on those. Different platforms. Has been tested by Robert on Windows. Me also, but main development has been done on a Mac. You will see when we're gonna do the update that sometime the software reporting the boards as either first, second, or third generation. Well, actually, first or second here, and that's because Beta and V2 has the same amount of flash, and V3 and V4 has the same amount of flash. They're seen as first generation and second generation. This is how to what where to find Java, how to install it, what are the process to validate that it's how it's working. This is installation. Right now, what you have here is basically what you have on your zip drive, on the thumb drive. This is a folder with all those files, and we're going to go through this later on. Okay, the PC software. Now, I color-coded input and output for PC, CL, so we can reference, we know what we enter and what's going out from this. If you, this is all week on the PC working from the command line. You have to install Java. Java has to work. The previous slide will show how to install Java and how to verify this. It's pretty simple. And then you just need to type Java space -jar with the program, the version, and then the option that you want to use. If you specify nothing or -help, you get this menu that will show you what the different options. Okay, if you type --manual, you're going to have the detailed information for all functions, the parameters, how to pass them, and so on. That produce a lot of screens. So just an extract here. You can also list the content of a ROM file. Okay, so Monte is updating frequently the ROM files. Okay, when Angel is producing modules, that they send those modules to Monte. Monte is creating a zip file. He's updating as 2 CSV files. One CSV file for V2 and one CSV file for V3 and V4. And also, all the ROM, the 2 CSV with all the ROM are put into one zip file. That's becoming a distribution file. And it works against that. So this, when I'm taking a ROM file from Monte, if I want to see the content of it, I say -list and the ROM file, and it will list me all the information, the module for the V2 or V3, V4, and at what page it is, what's the CRC, and what's the name, and so on. It goes way, so it validates also everything. Is there an inconsistency in the file, and everything is correct. If there's some error, you will see it. Normally, if you find error, you have to send an email to Monte saying, "Wow, your distribution has bugs. Can you correct it?" And then, normally I do this very. Since he has the program, it's no really longer happening, but you can also have --validate, which is basically the same, but only the error shows up. So this one has no error. If you have one with error, it will show something like that. And then error could be ROM file is missing, CRC of the file is not good, what's in the entry in the CSV file is not good. So basically, it will show you something not color-coded, but that's it. Now, this is, for later on, very handy. When you know that you have updated your CL to a specific version, you can do the diff between that version and the new one to see what has been changed since. So I updated Gene CL 2 days ago, and he says, well, my CL has been updated 8 months ago. Should have nothing to update. Well, there was 60 ROM updated. So, and the list here, yes?
But that's not Gene's fault. That's because things are happening so fast.
No, Gene's fault. That's Hans' keep on. You're right. At the same time. Okay, so here is that you got 3 days difference between the 11 and the 14, and there were 3 files in V2 and 4 files in V4 and V3 and V4 difference. So if you know that, there's techniques to speed up things, to just say, I want to update only those 4 files. Okay, this is the color-coded I was talking before. You can also, outside of the update concept, you can also transfer a ROM from the PC to the CL or vice versa. We need to do that because right now, no CL has the update ROM in it, because this is new ROM. So we need to be able to transfer that outside of the update system in order to do the first update, okay, or whatever that's we need to do. So basically, this one we're gonna do is use that later on in the example. But this one is able to transfer a ROM file from the PC to the CL, and this one is for CL to PC. Could be any ROM. It's just any 4K. Okay, flash update. Flash is memory when it's gonna when you store the information. Even if you remove the power, it stays there. It's organized in blocks. So so when you erase that, a typical ROM image from a CL C perspective is 4K 10 bits. Now here nothing is 10 bits. It's either 8 bits or 16 bit. So 10 bits becomes 16 bit, and a 4K image becomes 8K. And the page in the 41CL, the NOR page, are a block page is 64K. So if you want to update one image, you have to update the 64K completely. So what happened normally is that here, what you need to do is you need to copy the flash into RAM, then update the RAM image, erase the flash, copy the RAM to the flash. So if I want to update only one image, that's part of a block. I need to copy the entire block into RAM, update that image, erase the RAM, erase the flash, and then copy RAM to flash. That's the process. Okay. So this is an image what I just sent you, told you. We start the program, and we give the program the ROM file that we're going to use. Then what happens is that the CL will ask, will send a command to the update program saying, I want the database. There's a file that is called FLDB, and this is becoming here a CFLDB. That's the flash database. So it contains all the ROM and the CRC of all the ROM. So basically what it does is says, give me the database. Okay, and it's storing that in RAM, in the CL. Then what's the process here is it's different range for every board, but basically is for the range that's specifying is calculating the CRC of the flash, the module in flash, comparing this to the entries in database, and then if they are equal, it's putting 0 in the other space. If not, it's putting the new CRC, calculated CRC there. And for the one that it's not calculated yet, they're all in FF. So that's what it's doing. So that's the first pass, is checking everything with the database and what's inside, consolidating the two, and then creating an updated database with the difference. Then when we do is basically export that database to the PC. It's going to save that into a file and print a report. And you're going to see it's outdated. That's the process. Now, after that, when we want to update, we take a block of 64K, we copy that into RAM, and for each ROM, we import them, update the RAM at the ROM that right now are in RAM, okay? And then after that, we erase the flash and then copy the RAM to the flash. So that's basically what's happening. And we do this for all the blocks that you are in the CL. So that's basically it. What you see here is the command that we're going to use to that. There's a high-level command and low-level command. What you have to do when you start is basically know only the high-level command. You don't, the higher level command will use internally the lowest lower level, but you don't necessarily need to know that. So basically you have 4 commands. You have open the communication channel, scan for outdated, update, close communication channel. That's it. And you have nothing to do in the PC. PC is, when the program is started, it's just waiting for commands, and you're doing that on the CL, and everything is doing by itself. Now, advanced command, when you know this is happening and you know what you want to do, you can shortcut things by calling specific things and speeding things up. But this is if you want really to play with it and have fun. But that's only those 4 commands that you need to understand. Now, this is for explaining this coming from a document from Monte. Okay, you have the 2 tables that it's explaining the document, and those commands, that's how I know on the PC side what kind of boards that it's been connected to. Because when you start a program on the PC, you don't know what board it is. So you started the program, and then the process, the CL at some point is sending commands, and at some point I know which board is connected to. And for the PC side, it's very important to know that, because image on the V2 and V3 and V4 are not placed in the same page. So there's difference between the 2. And that's going to also be the case maybe for the V sides. Monte is trying to have the V3, V4, and V5 the same, but V5 has 2 times the memory space of the V3, V4. At some point, I think that's going to change, but I don't know. So, and I color-coded everything here, and those color-coded are in text in English here with the same color. If you want to follow what's going here, you can read it in English in the two slides later on. Each command, higher or lower command here, has been timed. Okay, so I measured that, and you see that what's taking the longest time is the flash write. It's 2 minutes writing a flash block. So the update, if you have a lot of update to do, may take some time. If you want to fully scan a V2, it's going to take 43 minutes. A V3, V4 is going to take 1 hour and a half, approximately. So that when you open command and you say scan all the flash, that's the time it's going to take. For you, it's 5 minutes, 2 minutes. You specify everything, you start the command, and the 41CL start by itself. After 45 minutes or 1 hour and a half, everything will be done. The scanning will be done, the report will be shown on the PC, and then you just need to do the update. Now, if you want to, the update here has been timed. If you have only 1 module in the block, 2 modules, 3 modules, and so on, you can figure it out how much time it's going to take. The next version of the PC software will give you that information. I haven't had time to calculate it and include that in the current version, but the next version will have that timing. Okay. Update is, we need to configure the calculator. Then we need to download the ROM image, the update ROM. Then we need to start the PC program. After that, we open the communication, scan the flash, update the flash, close communication, and if we need to do some cleanup, we do the cleanup. That is the process to update a CL. Okay, those are the setup is basically we disable memory management, we clear the configuration, then we plug in we activate the module, the extreme function that we need to have to calculate the CRC. We activate the memory management unit, initialize the serial port, and then we set it up to 4,800 baud. And if you want to, those are optional, we deactivate the auto off, and the beeper. Okay, because some operation will generate beep, frequent beep. So that's what we need to do to prepare the CL in order to do the update. Then we need to transfer the update from image, the update function. So in order to do that, we're going to specify an address in RAM where we're going to do it, the length, okay, and we start the YEMP, the import function, but we don't finish it. We're going to finish later. The reason why we don't finish it is that when you start importing, it's going to wait for 5 seconds. But the PC is not started yet. So we need to synchronize the two. So what happened is that we start this, and we hold on the CL, and then on the PC, we say Java minus jar with the program, upload the update run, and then the serial port with the baud rate. So, and we start this. So it's gonna check the run, load the run, and then when everything is started, it's gonna wait 5 seconds. Why 5 seconds? Is because the CL has a 5 second timeout. So when this is happening, that when you see that line, you just need to press alpha, and then within 5 seconds, everybody's synchronized, you can transfer, and it's working. So after that, that's going to take about 10 seconds. So we're going to have the update run module in RAM, and after that, to verify, you don't need to do this, but if you really want to be sure, you can verify that the CRC of what has been transferred is equal to the CRC of what you have sent. So basically, you specify the address, but the different address scheme, but it's the same address here, and then you say calculate the CRC, and the result here should equal the result of what was sent. And if that's the case, then you have to activate that run. And right now, I'm activating to page 9, so with the pplug function. And when that is done, then I do catalog and I see update 2B. So if I see update 2B, then the module is activated and I can start my update. Remember, this is only for the first time, because after that, the update run will be part of the 41CL Flash database. So for the next time later on, you just need to plug the module in the port and then start. Just more complicated the first time. Okay. Now, after that, I need to start the program on the PC side in server mode or slave mode with the minus update. The ROM file, I want to update my 41CL2 and the serial port and the port. In Windows, it's going to be here COM3, COM4, whatever, okay? In the Linux and Mac, it's basically Unix style, so it's there. So it's starting and it's waiting for commands. If everything is working, we're there and we're waiting. So if you on the CL, you type CM open, then it's going to open the communication channel and you're going to you see that. So that means that he has received the command and he has response to the CL command. That's the first thing. Now after that on the CL, you specify an alpha star for everything, but you can also give him a range. Let's say for starting address greater than another ending address, and he will only scan between those addresses. But right now, if I want to make this really simple, I'm specifying everything, and then I'm executing FL check question mark, and this will actually download the database, scan the flash, update the database, and send the database to the PC. So this is what it's doing here. Is when you start this, it's calling the lower level function, but this is internal at that function. And what you're going to see here is that it's importing the database, scanning all the run, and then exporting. And when it's finished on the PC, you have a report of what was updated. And you see here, everything is color coded. So you can see on the slide that what you're entering, what's internal copy on the PC, so you can see what is what. Then on the when you want to do the update after that, because 41CL has been scanned, database has been updated, sent to the PC, now it's time to update. So we specify star FL update, and he will call all the internal function that needs, but basically everything is done automatically. He's copying the flash into RAM, requesting modules, updating the RAM, erasing the flash, copying the flash, the RAM to flash for all the blocks. And everything is done automatically. Takes time, but you have nothing to do. I've done the same for the V3 and V4. Basically, I have more, but it's the same. And after that, you send an CM close. That will close the communication channel, and you're done. So it's, for the first time, it's a bit more complicated because you have to transfer the update run. But next time that you're going to do after that is going to be for map the update run for function. Open, star and alpha FL check, and then after that star FL update and close here, and that's it. So I don't think it's possible to make it more easy than that, other than sending the board to Monte, but at some point. Or not updating the board. But really it's more complicated the first time because of the transfer of the update run. You can also do the same thing from a CL V4 to a CL V4 V3. You got the same program that I did. Monte decided to do it on the CL itself. So, but you have to have two CL. And so that's basically the same. Again, same configuration that we did previously. The download function on the host, the same. No, sorry. The 41CL, that's going to be the host. You have to update the new ROM inside. The target, that's the one we did before, the same. And then it's exactly the same process that we did previously. Open, FL check, FL update, and close. So what's looked like just before doing this is that on the 41CL, when you have a port at the back, okay, that's the serial port, and you can buy from Monte. When you buy the board for Monte, you can buy just the board, not the serial cable. But I suggest to you that if you buy a board, buy also the serial port, because without this, it's a lot more complicated to update a CL. And the equipment you need after that is the serial to USB to serial connector. So you have several available on the market. And then from Monte also you can buy the cable that's connect to this, okay, and it connecting to the CL connector here. So basically you connect the CL to your PC, and that will happen as a port. And my program, you just specify the same port to the program, and that's basically it.
On that adapter, for the cases where specific chips won't work, is there a specific chip that you need for this to work in the serial to USB adapter?
I've tried it, FTDI chip, and another one, I'm trying to remember the name of the other one. But it's basically the driver. You have to simulate a COM port. The more FTDI is more buggy, that I have more problem with this, but not here. Everything is stable. I haven't had issue. Now I tested limitly on the Windows because I don't use Windows. So I tested Windows and it's inside VMware, and it was working perfectly. I tried with 32-bit and 64-bit, works the same. Linux, no problem at all, never, Mac neither. I found during the testing, actually Robert found, or Monte, I don't remember, a bug. The update was not working on Windows. And there's a bug in Java, in Windows, that I had to go around with that was messing up the image. So, but the bug has been
Squash.
yeah, not squashed, but I'm going around it. So it's working. and I've updated. With this program, you can upgrade and downgrade. So I can go from if I want to go to what was a month ago, and if I have the ROM file for it, I can downgrade to the 1 month ago. I did that. All the testing, I was going from future past all the time, and testing all kind of scenario, and it's working both ways. And CL to CL, basically, if you want to do that, you need 2 cable, a null modem cable, and you connect the 2 together, and you do CL to CL update. Okay. Now, when you advanced update. I'm gonna, this is an example, but basically the same as we did before. We configure, we transfer, we activate the extreme function. As I did before, here I'm transferring the update ROM. If you already have updated, that's okay, but this, now when that ROM is activated, you have an option to fetch what version of the update that you are in the CL. It's called FDB version. And that will give you the date that you have updated right now, what the FLDB file that you have in the 41 CL right now. And that is, this one was updated to the August 11, 2017. So your current CL doesn't have that. That has been added over time. So you first need to update, and then when you go, after the first update that you do, then you're going to be up to date with all the latest functionality of the CL that Monte added to it. And this is one. Now you can know this, the database, the flash database that you have inside the CL, at what date it's been updated. Now, knowing that, okay, and where I was missing a file. Okay, knowing that here, that it was on August 11, I received Monte publish a new ROM on the 14th. Okay, I can use the program to say what's the PC program to say what's the difference between 11 and the 14, and it will give me for a V2 there was 3 files and a V4 there was 4 files, V3 and V4. So after that, what I can do is to download the database, the latest database, mark manually the file instead of spending 3/4 an hour or an hour and a half to do all the scanning. That is basically useless because I know what are the files that has been outdated. So I can mark them as updated and then start the update. So we're going to go to from 2-hour update to 10 minutes. But you have to do it a little bit more manually. So what you do is basically to query the system, and it's going to give you the date. Then if you kept the ROM file, that's why you need to keep all the ROM file, or at least the last one you updated. And then when you get one, Monte is publishing often the updated to the ROM. You download that. You can make a difference between the two. Then you're going to have this. And this is from when I'm looking at this. This is all the the blocks and the pages in blocks. And I know that this is outdated, and those two are outdated. So I have four ROM outdated in 3 blocks. So I can know that's what's. I know if I know that, I basically know how much time it's going to take. So I'm starting the PC side with the latest ROM file. Do a CM update, CM open command. I have several methods to do this. I can, using the same command I was doing in the automatic way, I can specify a range. Okay. And he will scan those and update the database. And also I can specify a range or a specific address here. Okay, so he will do that. This is with this Okay, this one will do the same as before because it's downloading the database, doing the check, and exporting the database. Now I'm using after that a lower level function because I don't want to import the database again. Because if I'm doing the importing the database again, I'm going to lose the result of the scan before. And it's becoming more complicated. Okay, so basically that's, sorry, start again. I have a range. I'm using a high-level function that we did before. It's going to import the database, scan the flash, and export the database. Then what I do afterwards is using the address and the lower-level function because I don't want to import the database again, but I want to update it. And then I'm doing the same again for the fourth one, and then I'm exporting the database. What happened, this is high-level, and you see the high-level is using 3 lower-level. And here I'm using those this one, this one, this one, and this one. I'm directly using the lower level function. Okay, so that's why here you see that only 2 files is outdated, and here you're going to see 4 files because I'm doing the first 2 here, 3 and 4 there. And after that, if I do FL update, why I'm not putting here? Okay, that's it. If after each will star with FL update, it will be update the 4 page as before. So the trick here is that if you want to speed things up, it's on the scan side you can speed things up. On the update side, it's always up to no. So manual flash update, there's another way to do it also, is you can import manually the database, mark the page outdated, export the database, and after that, this and this is equivalent. It's different ways to do the same thing. Okay, this is more direct, more low level, more direct. You import the database, mark the page outdated, export the database, and then after that, star FL update. You will only update the one that is outdated. So that's more advanced, faster, complicated, but faster. So you have to choose. Either for function, high level takes more time, but no brainer. If you want to go faster, like I do all the time because I don't want to lose 1 hour and a half all the time, I'm importing database, marking the page that I want to update, exporting the database, and then do update, and it's in 10 minutes it's done. So I do this several times a week. So for me, it's faster. After that, as before, you close the communication channel, and that's basically it. Plan features for the software is basically, I'm going to create the CFFLDB on the PC side. So if you give me 2 zip files, I'm going to fetch the difference and create the database right away and send the database to the CL, skipping the 45 minutes or 1 hour and a half scanning. That will be done on the PC. Okay. Also on the PC, I'm going to add at some point the update time. I've calculated the time of each function, and I can calculate and give it in the report. I can give you how much time it's going to take to update. So that will be added to the program at some point. I'm going to control, right now the console is more verbose. I'm going to remove some to make this high level. I'm planning also to add a GUI version instead of a command line version. It's going to be same code behind it. It's just instead of a command line interface, it's going to be a GUI. I need to write a user manual. Didn't have time to do this, but that will actually it's there, but it's going to be first probably. I'm going to publish at some point the source code on the open source with all the tools used, so you can, if you want to play with this, download the code and modify it as you will and do what you want. And also in writing the user manual, I will write use case and the solution for use case, different kind of ways to do this. So that's basically it.